Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is doing good this evening. Hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to Embroidery Happy Hour. It is Friday, 8 o'clock. Time to have some fun and time to share some useful information. Okay, guys. So, what's tonight's topic going to be? Okay, it's going to be, can I run a successful, profitable embroidery business? And my answer to that is yes, you can. There are a lot of things that you have to consider, but can it you run a successful small embroidery business? Absolutely. Okay. If you are dedicated to this and it's something that you really want to do, something that you love, you can do this. Okay. So for those of you guys that are new to the channel, before I even deep dive into the topic of tonight, I am Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Crafts, and welcome to Embroidery Happy Hour. Just want to tell you guys a little bit how I run the embroidery out happy hour. Okay. Now, the first hour, what I do is I mention my topic. I talk a little bit about it. I do talk a lot, by the way. And I share with you guys information about that topic. After the hour, I always do like to go down the chat. I like to see if there's any questions out there, or even any comments that anyone in the chat have about some of the things that I've been sharing or want to share experiences of their own. And I always like to say hi to everybody and, and share the comments and answer the questions and stuff like that. So I always like to do that after the hour. I usually do this because I like to be respectful of everybody's time. Not everybody has like 2 or 3 hours of their day, that they can give like that, but they do need the information. So I always like to talk about the topic in the beginning of the hour. Okay, so now that I got that over with, let's talk about this. Okay, let's talk about being successful in an embroidery business. I wrote down a couple of things. I also wrote down some things in my trusty little iPad here. I also wrote down a couple of things that you should be mindful of when you're running an embroidery business, because these can be things that can really hamper your success. Okay, so let's talk about some of this stuff. Okay, some of the things that you have to do in order for you to make sure that your embroidery business is going to be successful and it's going to be profitable. Okay, now the first thing you have to do, okay, and I'm going to run down, let me see how many I got. I got 8 things that I want to share, and then I also have 4 things that are common mistakes that people make. Okay, so I'm going to try to go down and talk about these items in this 60 minutes. Okay, the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is you got to make sure you have a plan. Now, already in your mind, you want to have an embroidery business, right? But an embroidery business can entail of a lot of things, right? So many things can be embroidered: hats, shirts, bags, you know, um, you know, uh, baby items and all that kind of stuff, blankets, all types of different bags, shoes. People could even embroider shoes, you believe it or not. But there's just so many things that you can do. So the thing is, though, because it can be such a wide range of items that you can embroider and stuff like that, I want you to really take a step back and think about what it is that you really want to focus on and what is really going to be your what we call the niche, right? What reason why I say that you should do this is because not everyone, okay, can come out and say, oh, yes, the screen is back. No video. Oh, no video. Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you so much. Where are you hiding? All right. Uh, can you guys see me now? Oh my God, you guys can't see me. All right. So one thing about can you guys see me now? Oh my goodness. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. That's the one thing about lives. I was messing around with the settings here, so I may have messed myself up with the layouts. All right, hold on. Can you guys see me now? Do you guys see me? We see your post. Do you see me? Let me see. Hold on. You don't see me. Okay. Nope. All right. Hold on, guys. Oh my God. Okay, I can't believe this. Hold on. Um, this kind of sucks. Hold on a minute. I don't want it to crop. All right, let me go in here. Uh-oh. Can you see me now? Can you guys see me? No? Okay. Now we have, yeah, okay. You guys can see me? Thank you. Okay, you can hear me okay? You guys can hear me okay? All right, let me shut off this. I'm going to shut this off right here. Leave. Okay. All right. You guys can see you now and hear me now. Here we go. So let's start all over again. Oh my God, technical difficulties. But you know what? Sometimes sometimes they can be funny. Okay, so oh wow. All right. Okay, let's start over now, guys. All right. For those of you now I'm tongue tied too. You believe that? Okay. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, hi. I'm Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Crafts, and I like to host Embroidery Happy Hour every Friday at 8 o'clock. I want to share with you how this is gonna go. Okay. Usually the first hour I like to talk about the topic, and I like to share it with you guys so that way you guys can learn and think about some of the things that I say and stuff like that. After the hour, what I like to do is I like to go down the chat, and then I like to answer any questions or even share comments of from some of your viewers that are kind of in tune with what I'm talking about. Okay. So tonight's topic, what I'm going to be sharing with you guys is, can I start in a profitable embroidery business? Now, my response to that is yes, you can, because I happen to believe there is enough out there for everybody in this world. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit because sometimes I do bump into some folks where they actually sometimes, they want to do it, but they're afraid to do it and stuff like that. And they have like questions and concerns. So I wanted to just talk about some of the things that you need to think about and things that, you should be thinking about doing. So that way, you know, you can make this happen for yourself. Okay. So before I found out that you guys couldn't see me, I was talking about number one, which was let's make a plan. Okay, so right now you know that you are probably like embroidering right now, and you probably like doing it. You find this is something that you love, and now you're telling yourself, I really would like to do this as a business, right? So if that's the case, and that's where you find yourself, one of the things you want to do is you want to make sure that you kind of understand that in the world of embroidery, it can be kind of big. And what I mean is there are so many things that you can embroider. You can do the hats, you can do the jackets, you can do the shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, clothing line. People even do the shoes and all that kind of stuff, right? But the thing is that even though we can probably embroider anything that we can stick these hoops to and stick under that needle in the machine, you may not want to go that way if you are first starting out. Okay. Now you got to remember every business, no matter what it is, it all started small at some point, okay, of its life, right? We all started as a baby, okay? And as time goes on, we start to grow and adjust, and then we can certainly expand. But you don't want to think big in the beginning, even though that is something that you might be envisioning for in the future. I'm not saying throw that vision away. But what I am saying is in the beginning, sometimes you just have to start small and then you eventually will get there. Okay. So the first thing I tell people is let's talk about a plan. What is your vision in running your embroidery business? What is going to be your little niche, right? Like I have a girlfriend who all she does is baby bodysuits, okay, the little onesies, okay. She loves to embroider that. That's all she's focused on. She's extremely very good at it, okay. She does all different types of, onesies. She does the one with the long sleeves, the short sleeves, but it's just onesies. Now, does she have the skill set where she can go ahead and do jackets, hats, and all that other stuff? She sure does. But the thing is, that's her niche. That is what she's good at. That's what she loves doing. That's her little world. She's very comfortable in it. And she just doesn't want to really over expand herself, right? And that's usually what happens when a lot of people first start the embroidery business. They really don't know like where to start, right? It's like they want to sell stuff, but they just don't know what to do, right? So you have to really zone in into one particular area and know what it is that you really want to focus on, okay? Once you know what your niche is going to be, you have to then sit back and say, how do I want people to identify my business by? So you have to come up with a good business name. You want something that's not too long, not too short, but you want something that's catchy, something that's going to be brandy, okay? Something that you can like, brand and, put for your brand, your market, and all that kind of stuff. So this is a lot of stuff that people kind of like right away when I tell them that this is stuff that they need to be thinking about, right away they kind of like push back because they're like, oh my God, I gotta come up with a name. Oh my God, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Well, that is part of running a business, okay? Every business that, brand name like Apple, stuff like that and everything, Tesla or Amazon and everything. That owner of that business, okay, had to at some point sit back and really think to themselves, how do I want to be branded? How do I want to be known as? What is going to be my name? Okay. Then also you want to think about your logo. Okay. What is the logo that you want to use? Okay. If you look right here, okay, right here on the side, this is my little logo. This I love this. It's a graphic that was actually developed and designed by my neighbor's son, which is kind of like very personal to me because he's an artist, and I love to support young people and their dreams. And when I saw he was able to draw, I said I would really love for you to draw my logo. And this was what he came up with, and I love it. I love it because it's like it's me, and I just love the way he drew it all out. So it's like, it's like really cool. But you want a logo for you, okay? You want to know something that's going to identify you, something that's going to identify your brand, and your name and all that kind of stuff. So you do have to sit back and you do have to think about these things. It's not just jumping in and starting a business right away. So these are some of the things that you have to really be thinking about, okay? The other thing also is you got to think about your budget. How much money do you plan on dedicating to this effort? Okay, sometimes the budget can be of a different amount. Some people only have $1,000, some people have 2,000 or 3,000, or sometimes a little bit more. But your budget is going to determine how you're going to start up, okay? And also the equipment that you need is probably going to determine how you're going to start your business as well, because equipment can get expensive. So depending on what your niche is going to be, that's probably going to determine the type of equipment that you're going to be needing to use in order to produce those products, okay? So I want you guys to really think about that. So let's talk about the money for a minute too, because this is where I really find that a lot of people that are running little small businesses, sometimes what happens is they make a big mistake in this area, okay? And it's not just running a small business where people make a lot of big mistakes in this area. I also feel that they make a big mistake on this, even in their personal finances, okay? The key thing for me right here is you have to be flat out, seriously, I'm not even playing around, honest, truthful with the finances, okay? The reason why I say that is so freaking important is because you can end up thinking to yourself that you're making a ton of money when in actuality you may not be. Okay. You really need to learn how to track expenses and the profits. All right. Because you really need to know how much money is going out and how much money is going in and how much are you netting every month. Okay. A lot of times what happens, and I see it all the time, is that people, they count money as being profit when it really isn't. Okay. For instance, I'll give you an example. My embroidery business is separate from my YouTube channel. So whatever income I make from the YouTube channel, that is not really my embroidery business income. Okay. My embroidery business income is money that I make doing my embroidery. That is making sales on my Etsy shop and making the sales locally. Has nothing to do with the other stuff, okay? Even my affiliates or anything like that. Yeah, it is part of embroidery, but those are things on the side. I want to know my true income of running an embroidery business. Okay. So you have to make sure that you have that understanding of all the money that's coming in and all the money that's coming out. The money, and what I mean by money coming out is I'm not just talking about your threads, I'm not talking about your stabilizers and all that stuff. Yes, that's money that you're going to be spending. Those are expenses that you have. But also, what I'm talking about is keeping track of the mileage whenever you have to go meet a customer, whenever you have to deliver an item, whenever you have to go to the post office, whenever you have to make trips to go get supplies and all that kind of stuff. That is also business expenses. Okay. So you have to make sure that you have a method to do all of that. Okay. So that you can truly, honestly keep track of every dollar that's coming in as well as every dollar that's going out. Okay. You really want to make sure that you have that, because if you don't, then honestly you're not going to be very successful, because what's going to happen is you're going to have false information every month, right? You're going to have a month where you're thinking that I'm making all this money, but when you peel the onion to look at where this money is coming from, you have to ask yourself, is the money that's coming in truly coming from your business, or is it coming from another source? Okay, that you're counting as your embroidery business. And if that's the case, then you really have to divide that. And that way you can really answer the question of how profitable is my actual small embroidery business. Okay. So, that is one thing that I find a lot of people do wrong. They end up saying, "Hey, I make all this money doing embroidery," but the thing is, it's not embroidery. It's embroidery. It's your channel. It's your affiliate programs. It's all this other stuff that you're doing, and you're bringing in all that money. But in actuality, when you are thinking about the whole pot, that's not the true money. Okay, because it's really not. Okay, so I'm talking about profit of running an embroidery business, period, not other stuff that comes out. You really want to make sure that you know exactly what you are bringing in and what's going out and where it's going. Okay, so that is something that I find that a lot of people make that mistake. Okay, if you are not honest with that, then you're not going to be successful, because you're never going to know when you are really doing well and when you're not doing bad. And that information is very useful, especially if you end up with a bad number or even a good number. Because there are times when you have to look at trends, right? You have to see during the time of the year, what is the time that I make the most sales, right? I know my best times. My best times is usually Mother's Day, Father's Day, not so much, you and Christmas and Thanksgiving. And then in the summer, weddings. Okay. Those are usually my busy times. Okay. Do I have times during the year where my sales are slow? Yes. And sometimes my sales depends are not just holidays, also events that go around in my local area. I live in a golf course community, and when they have golf course events and stuff like that, a lot of times, sometimes the golfers will come to me and ask me to embroider their golf towels, embroider the pocket of their golf bags, embroider some polo shirts with their names or their company logo and stuff like that. So, it really depends on what is going on. That sometimes determines my sales. So it's like you want to keep track of that because that kind of helps you for your next year because you can look back at your data and you can come out and say, okay, I know last year during Christmas I got this many sales. Are you going to anticipate you're going to get as much sales or you're going to get less? Are you going to have new designs to try to up those sales? But it gives you a little idea of what to expect. Okay. So that's why I say it is like so super important for you guys to be truly, truly honest when you are looking at your budget numbers and you're looking at your sales, because that is going to determine, your future, right? If you ignore that, you're going to be a mess. You really truly are, and you're not going to do well in being able to track how much you're profiting per year and stuff like that, and you're not going to know if you're being successful or not. Okay. And you don't want any falsehoods. Okay. You don't want to be thinking that you're making all this when you're really not. And if you're not making that much, that is a valuable information too, because that's when you step back and you say, wow, my sales went down, went are really low. What am I doing wrong? Like what, and you start asking yourself the questions. Maybe you don't have the right type of embroidery designs that people are looking for. Maybe, because it depends how you run your business, right? And you guys have heard me talk in the past. There's two ways that a lot of people run embroidery businesses, right? They usually do different types of embroidery and they sell what they make, or you do custom embroidery. Now, custom embroidery to me is more profitable because you're not chasing what's hot at the moment, right? What you're doing is customers are coming to you with their ideas and their wants, and you're making their visions a reality for them. As if you were to do it the other way, where you just go and you create your own thing, you're just hoping that it catches on. And then at the same time, also, you're just kind of going with trends, right? And that becomes a little more difficult because sometimes you don't know what's going to be hot for the next month or two, right? And then sometimes when you do find out what's hot, by the time you get on that the bang wagon, I know I'm saying these things wrong, but as long as you get on it, you know, it's gone. The moment's gone. Everybody's already got one, or it's just not happening, right? So those are things that kind of important. So that's why I say you got to make sure that you plan well, and you got to make sure that you know your money. Okay. Now, the other thing that I find that really helps when you are running an embroidery business is your customer service. Okay. There are a lot of embroidery businesses out there, and sometimes people say to me, well, how can I, as a small embroidery business, compete with these large embroidery businesses, right? Sometimes they're like, oh, I know an embroidery business, and they have about like 20 machines. I can't compete with them. Well, I'm going to tell you something, okay? A lot of times, embroidery businesses that have like 20 or 30 machines, what they are mostly after is the large orders. They're not really looking at custom small orders. And that's where you come in as a small business embroidery shop, okay? You don't mind taking an order of one item, two items, or three, okay? Some big large companies, they don't even want to talk to them, okay? They want a minimum of 50, 100, and so on. Now, can you, as a small business owner, do a large bulk order? Absolutely, you can. But what is so special about you is that the customer doesn't have to have a minimum of 50 or 100 in order for you to take their order. You have no problem doing that one item, okay? And it's custom, right? It's a lot of times what happens is people have certain things and all they want is a child's name on it, something real simple, just personalization on a bag or a blanket, a jacket or a shirt. And you can provide that service. As a large company will probably just turn them away and say it's not even worth our time and effort. Okay, we have all these machines, we got to keep them going. We want um orders that are 50 or above. But you can come out and you can say, okay, that's fine. I have a small oh, okay. Angela, I will get to your questions. It's not, sorry, I started looking at Angela's question and everything. So I will you could just take that small order. Very, very simple. Okay. Now, the other thing though is because you are small, okay, one of the things that's going to help you compared to a large company, okay, is the customer service that you provide. I'm not saying that they don't provide great customer service. Not saying that at all. But because you are a small business owner, you actually can talk more to the customer and you have more time to dedicate to that customer, okay? To really gather their requirements, meet their expectations, and really create what they want. That makes it more special. And when you have the ability to do that, trust me, guys, customers remember you. They remember where they got great customer service. Okay, I know I do. Whenever I am shopping or getting something built or something like that, if I know of a customer or a company that provided me the best customer service, paid attention to my details, listened to my concerns and my expectations, and delivered, trust me, you're going to be on their books forever. Okay. It is great when you are a small business and you can take those little small orders, because those little small orders, to a big company, it may not be worth it. But to that customer, that little small baby blanket that they want with that child's name on it means the world to them. And to know that you're willing to take that and create create their vision into a reality for them means millions. So trust me, you know, just because you're a small business in embroidery does not mean that you are off the cuff. Okay. It doesn't mean that you have to have a zillion machines to be successful. There is a need out there for people that have small embroidery jobs. Okay. It's not just for people that have 50 or 100. Okay. So you can fill that need. All right. So, the customer service, you got to also realize, it's very important and it's something that you can really do and people remember that. So that is really going to help you to really build your customer base and help your business get successful. Okay. The other thing that's going to make you excel in your area of embroidery is that you really need to learn the craft well. Okay. That is the one thing that it could be a great thing for you, but it can also be a bad thing for you as well. Okay. I'm going to tell you why. You are a small business, so you're going to be working on a lot of small orders. And because you're working on a lot of small orders, what ends up happening is that people are going to expect you to create these items for them, and their expectations can be a little high. But the thing is, remember, if you're in business, you're there to provide a service, and you got to make sure that whatever you order, it's top notch. Has to be top notch. Okay. You can't be mediocre. You can't be in the learning phase. Okay. If you are just starting in embroidery and you're just learning how to embroider, this is not the time for you to start the business. Okay. Because you don't start by learning. You are the expert, which is one of the reasons why I tell people start small and start at the niche. Okay. Like, for instance, I started with kitchen towels, loved embroidering kitchen towels, perfect it. Once you perfect it, then you sell it. And then you are so into making it so many different times with so many different designs. You know the towel, you know the texture, you know a stabilizer, you know it like the back of your hand, and the embroidery always comes out crisp and clean. Then you can start to expand on other areas. Okay. But when you are a small business and you are dealing with these small orders, the embroidery that you do has to be top notch. I am telling you that embroidery talks about you when it leaves the office. It really does. And it can be a good thing that they're saying about you or a bad thing. Okay. Now, the one thing though about being a small business, okay, is as soon as you start embroidering and you can embroider really well and you give the customer the um the item and stuff like that, and they're happy with it, as quickly as you can grow in popularity, you can also grow in not having a good reputation as well. Okay. And the reason that's the reason why I say be very good at what you do. Okay. Because if you're not, then people are going to notice. If you have a customer that comes in and the embroidery work is of poor quality, you best believe that that customer is going to let other people know that your shop doesn't do good work, and it's really going to hurt your reputation. And if you're planning on doing local embroidery only and taking like local orders like I do, that is going to really hurt you. So you want to make sure that when you are taking orders, they are orders that you know you can be completely successful in. Okay. So that is something that you got to make sure that you do. All right. Now, a lot of these things that I'm saying right now, if you're new and you want to do an embroidery business, I'm not saying these things to scare you or to discourage you or anything like that. Okay. I just want to put this up front because someone could be listening to me and be thinking, oh my God, that's like, God, I don't know if I could do this. No, you can do it. Okay. What I'm trying to do is I want to share with you not only the good, but I also want to share with you the pitfall, the not the pitfalls, the pitfalls that can happen. Y'all know my English is a mess. But I want you guys to understand that, at the end of the day, it's going to be hard work. Okay. That is for sure. And you're not going to be successful overnight. There's going to be days that you're going to be like on the top of the world, and there's going to be days you're going to feel like you hit rock bottom. Okay. Because it's a business. And, the thing that's really going to help you to be successful in the end is going to be your determination and your will to keep going. That is, and I want to just really share that with you up front before I even go any further, because I don't want anyone to feel discouraged or anything like that. Okay. At the end of the day, you know, I don't want anyone to feel bad, because it's like, oh shoot, I started the business. I didn't make a first sale. So keep at it. Eventually you're gonna get that first sale. Trust me, it's gonna happen. It may not happen overnight. I didn't get my first sale overnight. I sure as heck didn't. And if you think that I didn't make mistakes, how wrong you are. I've had my bad days too. I mean, there were days where I just wanted to take my machine, throw it out the window. There were times when I messed up a blank. There were times when I ran out of thread or I didn't buy enough supplies. I made mistakes, okay? So I don't want you to feel like, if you made a mistake that it's over or whatever. If anyone out there honestly tells you that they ran an embroidery business flawlessly, they never made a mistake and everything was great, I'm gonna tell you right now, they are full of it. Okay. Everybody has their ups and downs in life. Okay. And running an embroidery business is no different. Okay. So I'm going to get off that pet talk because I just wanted to mention that because I don't want people to feel discouraged or anything like that. Okay. Now, other things that you can do to help you stand out. Okay. Target local areas, not just online shops. All right. Remember, you're a small business, so you don't mind taking a small order. Okay. A lot of times, what happens is what I find is that people they say, I want to do embroidery and I want to start an embroidery business, but they just focus on an online shop. And then I think to myself, wait a minute, you live next to a bunch of people. Okay. So why are you not reaching out to the folks around you, right? Why aren't you advertising your stuff? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, if you have someone buy you, that ends up learning that you have an embroidery machine and you can embroider, trust me, the word starts to spread. And before you know it, you got people knocking on your door. I am telling you, you will. Because, I mean, just the other day, I had a gentleman come with the front pocket of his golf bag and asked me if I can embroider his name on the golf bag. Absolutely, no problem. And it was all word of mouth, all word of mouth. I don't know. I didn't know the guy. The guy didn't know me. He just texted me and said, "Hey, I got your name from someone in the neighborhood. You did a golf bag, and I want to know if you could do mine." You know, and this is the other thing too. Okay, sometimes people say, "Well, Jeanette, how the hell could I advertise myself out there?" All right, let's do this. Okay, let's say you're shy. Let's say you're shy. Okay, because I'm shy too. I'm very, very shy. So let's say that you got an embroidery machine, and then your neighbor's birthday's coming up, or Christmas is coming up, or something, right? Well, take some dinner napkins and embroider the dinner napkins, put them in a nice box, and give it to them as a gift. And put in the note, I made these, I machine embroidered these just for you. There you go. So you just hinted that you do embroidery, right? And stuff. And I mean, it's just little simple things that you can do, little simple things, you a little gift here, a little gift there, family, friends, or whatever. And before you know it, oh, where did you get that? Oh, my cousin makes that, or my sister makes that, or whatever, right? And then next thing you know, oh, I want one. Oh, you do? We'll call her up. And then you just come out and you just say, oh, yeah, I make those. I sell them for this much, or whatever. There you go. You just started your little business right there. Okay. So, you could start little, and word of mouth gets out there and stuff. But, it's just, you want to make sure you target the local areas around you, because what happens is a lot of people forget that. They just don't go around outside. And I understand why sometimes. Okay. A lot of times people, they're not very aggressive, or are pretty shy. They don't want to just go out there. They feel awkward going out there advertising their business and stuff. Wear your stuff then. You like wearing baseball hats, embroider your own baseball hat and wear it. And then it will look so cute. People are gonna come out and say, "Oh, where'd you get that?" I made it. I made it. I made it. I sell them. I sell them online or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Advertise your own stuff. Okay. Buy polo shirts, embroider your polo shirts, embroider your jacket, embroider your scarves, embroider your hats. Hello. You can be your walking advertisement. Okay? And people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's cute. Where'd you get that?" I made it. There you go. Okay, the other day I went to a party because one of our friends from the movie club is moving out of state, right? So what did I do? I had on my sweatshirt on. It was a little chilly. That I embroidered "Mom" on the neckline, and I had Carlito and Mellow on the sleeve. I took that with me. They were like, "Oh my God, that's a nice shirt." I made it. I made it. I sell those. There you go. There you go. Okay. So, you can do that. A lot of people, what they do is they start a shop online, and they kind of like it because there's really very little communication between you and the customer, right? What ends up happening is that they just go to the website, whatever platform you're using, and they pick up they look at your picture, your listing. If they like it, they order it, and then you make it and you just mail it out to them, right? It's like very simple, very little communication and stuff like that. But when it does come to local sales, you do have to talk to the customer. You can't just like, you know, it's kind of it's a little more involved. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But don't be afraid to be more involved. Okay, be proud of what your work is. Okay, because you're proud of it. You've learned the craft. You've studied it. You're an expert in it. Express that. Show that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to show it off. Okay. So let's see. And then okay, I also mentioned focusing on small orders. Okay, small orders is something that large companies, they have a minimum. They don't really want to deal. I mentioned that. The other thing about having a small business that's really, really good is the flexibility. And what do I mean by that? Okay. And that is something that's really going to earn you a lot with the customers. Okay. What ends up happening is when you have large embroidery businesses and they need to make a change in their business processes, or let's say a customer comes and they place an order with a large company, right? And they're not sure of the design, or after they submit the design, they want to make some type of changes, maybe color changes or something like that, right? What ends up happening is a lot of times large companies, what they do is they will charge a fee. They charge like setup fees and all that kind of stuff. They charge all these fees. So it can get kind of expensive for customers to have the flexibility to make adjustments to designs and all that kind of stuff. When you're a small business, you call the shots. Okay. It's very easy for you to make changes within your business because you own it. It's yours. Okay. So there's no discussion about anything. Okay. So if a customer comes to you and says, I have a design, but I really don't know like what I'm looking for, I need somebody to help, spend the time with them, because this is the thing. Like I was saying in the beginning, your customer relationships, that's when you build it. Now, there is a caveat to that. Okay. A lot of times people come out and say, well, Jeanette, time is money. And I got that. And I got it. There are going to be times when, I do have to tell customers, well, I have like a 30-minute window. Let's meet for that 30 minutes and we can talk about what you want to get. Sometimes you can tell, honestly, in the beginning when you first meet people and they want to place an order, whether they're serious or not. I can usually tell within the first 2 minutes of our conversation, because this is usually how it goes. They call me up, they say, hey, I have an embroidery order that I like to place. The first question out of my mouth is, okay, that's fine. When do you need the end product by? Okay. That right there will tell me whether this is going to be an order that is really going to materialize or not. If they tell me, well, anytime, then that means that this is an iffy order. Okay, this person doesn't really know what they want, it when they want it, how they want it. It's iffy. But if somebody comes to me and says, well, I need it in 2 weeks, this is an order I'm going to grab right away. And right there, I will stop everything and say, come on over, let's have a conversation, because I need to make sure I gather all your requirements and stuff, and I will help that customer design it and all that kind of stuff, because I know that when that customer leaves and I send them the invoice, they're going to pay it, and I got to turn these machines on because I got a 2-week turnaround. Okay. Um, it's really, you can actually tell. All right. There are going to be times when you are working with a customer and they really don't know what they want, and it may end up not being a sale. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how business goes. Okay, that's just how it goes. If you think that doesn't happen with big companies, you're wrong. It happens with them as well. Okay. Sometimes, people know what they want, sometimes they don't. You determine how much time you want to spend with folks and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, don't let them take advantage either and stuff. The other thing also is you have to know exactly how you're going to price your items. This is like the most difficult thing that a lot of people struggle with, is the pricing. I see a lot of people price per stitches. That is really old school, and you can lose money that way. Okay. The cost of thread is kind of like a penny, like half a penny of a 4 millimeter stitch. Okay. So to me, the cost of the thread is very minimal to me. It's not that much. All right. I focus more on time. Time is important, and how much I want to make out of a profit from an item. Okay. I like to look at the project. I like to ask myself, how much do I want to actually profit? And then I do my numbers backwards. Okay. And then I look to see what would be the most reasonable price for the customer to pay, and also the money for me to earn. Okay. So yeah, that's a hairy dog right there. That's Mellow sleeping right there. Mello, they talking about you. So anyway, he's sleeping. I am very, very hot in here. Oh, I have to put the fan on. Hmm. Put on the fan. Woo, it's hot in here, Mello. Oh, the fan's not on. Here we go. Try to put it on high. Because, it's getting hot. Okay, I'm sorry, Mello. Oh, I woke him up. All right, sorry. Here you go. All right, here you go. Here you go. All right, boo boo. Sorry. Anyway, guys. Yeah, I'm working on my iMac, so you guys can't really see them and stuff. But all right, Papa. So, yeah. So, what was I talking about? I'm having a senior moment, Mello. Oh, let me move this table. I don't want you to hit your head. Because if you hit your head, then I will cry. Yeah. You're so sweet. And you should always get a supervisor, too. Right? Yeah, I know. Here, I got some treats for you in my pocket. Here. Treat. There you go. Good boy. All right, guys, let's get back to the topic. All right, let's stop messing around with Mello. I can mess around with Mello all day. All right, so, okay. So, I'm going to go down my notes real quick because I know I kind of like talking a little bit. Okay, the first thing I had was make a plan. Make sure that you have a plan. You're registering your business. You're picking out the name. You're knowing how you're going to manage your business finances. And I did talk about that, and that was number 2. You start with a budget and you make sure that you are being honest about your budget. Make sure you know what you're spending, what you're bringing in, and all that good stuff. Make sure that you're providing great customer service, okay? Because that is like super important. You add that personal touch into that customer service. You're building a solid relationship with your customer. You're going to do fine. Make sure that you are targeting local areas, okay? You can be successful. Just focus on that, okay? Also focus on the small custom orders. Don't be afraid to take small custom orders, okay? Those are really great to do, all right? You can do bulk orders, but the thing is, large companies sometimes don't take the small orders. So that's an advantage for a small business embroidery business, a small embroidery business. So take those small orders. Also, because you are a small business, you have more flexibility, all right? And also the last thing is use social media if you can. If there is a Facebook group in your community or something like that, let them know you do embroidery. So that way, if there's someone within your community that needs some type of embroidery services, you got it, okay? They know that you're there, okay? And you can provide that service. Right, boo-boo? Okay. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about common mistakes because we have about like 15 minutes left and stuff like that. What are the most common mistakes that I find that people that are starting an embroidery business actually make? The first one is getting the wrong equipment, okay? If you are thinking that you want to do an embroidery business, you got to make sure that whatever equipment you get is going to be the equipment that's going to provide the type of service that you need to run your business. And not just today, but for tomorrow as well, okay? You want a machine that's going to grow with you, especially if that's what your vision is, okay? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, my friend, she has a SC 1900, okay? Before that, she had the PE 800. All she does is baby onesies. She has no intention or desire to embroider anything else. Her thing, she is fine with that machine. It meets her needs. That's her niche. That's what her business focus is. That's what she's going to what are you doing? That's what she's going to stay on, okay? So he's a trip. So that is what he wants, she wants to do. No need for her to get a multi-needle. No need for her to get a luminaire or anything like that. But the thing is, she knows that that's what her niche is. She knows that that equipment suits her business, and she's fine with that. So if that's something that you want to do, that you just want to focus on small embroidery, and you really need a small flatbed machine, and that flatbed machine provides the embroidery that you need, Why go big? Why put more expenses on your business if you don't have to? Okay. But getting the right equipment is really what's going to do, to help you become successful. The other thing is not learning how to use your equipment properly. A lot of times you see a lot of embroidery that is badly done because the person didn't take the time to really practice the craft. They really don't know how to embroider. They just started, okay? Big mistake. If you don't know how to embroider, if you're just beginning and you're just learning about stabilizers, what to use, what type of weight thread to use, what type of needle to use, and all that stuff, if this is all new to you, you got a ways to go. So I'm not saying you can't do it, but what I'm saying is don't rush it, because what ends up happening is if you rush it and and you're embroidering bad quality work and you're trying to sell that, that can really mess up your reputation and it can mess up your potential growth as a business. So you want to make sure that you really know what you are doing before you actually go and start opening the doors to your shop, okay? The other thing is not setting your prices correctly. That is a big mistake, okay? You really have to learn how to price your embroidery, because embroidery can be costly. It's not costly on the thread. A lot of people have the perception that, oh my God, all this thread. Thread is not that expensive. Honestly, it is not, okay? You get a big spool of thread that's going to last you for a lot of designs, all right? So that is not where the cost is. Stabilizer can be a little inexpensive as well, okay? I mean, when I look at how much it costs, it's like 10 cents a sheet of stabilizer. Now, does it cost a lot of money? Yeah, it does. There's a lot of things involved in the world of embroidery. You got the machines, you got the hoops, you got the stabilizers, the threads, the needles, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But the thing is, when you really think about the cost and the usage and everything, it is really like kind of like it's really inexpensive. It's not really that much, okay? So, but the thing is, you want to make sure that you're pricing right, and the way you price right is you got to price for your time, because that is where the money is in embroidery, the time. All right, so you want to make sure when you look at a project, okay, which is why I tell people you really got to know what you're doing when it comes to custom embroidery, because no two orders are going to be the same. The customer that comes into your shop is going to have a need for one particular order. The second customer is going to have a whole separate order and both orders are not going to be the same. They might both be embroidery, but they're all going to require different types of attention, different stabilizers, different threads, weights, different designs, different needles, and all that kind of stuff, different techniques probably. Some people might want applique, some people might want fill-in, or some people might want a stretch. There's so many different things. So the time is really what you should be charging when it comes to embroidery. A lot of people get that wrong. A lot of people really do. And they really end up, what they do is they underprice themselves. And then next thing you know, when you really think about it, you're kind of embroidering for free. Okay. So you don't want to do that. Okay. And then also competing with other embroidery businesses. A lot of times people make that mistake. I understand I know that there's competition out there, right? But I'm going to give the example of what I see happen a lot, like with embroidering kids shirts, right? You see some people, what they do is you see them all over on Etsy. People are embroidering all these kids shirts and everything, but then what ends up happening is people want to offer the same thing, so they want to lower the price. So the next thing you know, you want to stay competitive. So the other person, like company A, will have one price. Company B will come and they'll lower the price by $1 or $2. Company A sees that company B lower the price, so they're saying, okay, well, I'm going to lower it $1 or $2 below you. Then they go and they lower it, and then they go and they lower it. Well, I'm going to tell you something. It gets to a point where nobody's making any money. Okay, no one's making any money. All right, which is why I always say, you want to look at your competition, but the focus should be on you, okay? If you're so worried about what the other folks are embroidering and what they're selling and what they're doing, then what's happening is you're not putting the energy where it needs to be. You're your unique business. Your business is unique for a reason. Why is it unique for a reason? If you're in business because you're doing copycat work, then that's going to be problematic, because what's going to happen is eventually you're not really going to grow too much. Okay, because you're not really, to me, the copycatters, they're not really like, to me, I don't know, how can I say that? The creativity's not there, right? So if the creativity's not there, that means that your focus is very different. Your focus is really, I just want to make a quick buck. That's all I want to do. That's okay, but it only lasts so long. When you have someone that is really focused and really isn't really like, I mean, you got to be focused on the money, but that's not the only thing you're focused on. You're doing it because you love doing it. You're doing it because it's the way you express your creativity. You don't mind doing your own thing. You know what I'm saying? It might be similar to some other folks, but you have your own little magic in what the product that you're offering. That is what's going to set you apart from the competition. Okay, is that little magic that you're adding. So the thing is, you need to focus on your shop and stuff, and not worry too much about what the folks around you are doing, because what they're doing is kind of important, but it's not all of it, right? It's not going to determine you. So just be mindful of that, because I find that sometimes what happens is people focus so much on what everybody else is doing that then they fall behind. And they're like, and why did they fall behind? They're not doing well because they weren't focused on their shop. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, someone said, it's, mind, you got to mind your own business. Not like mind your business, like don't get in other people's business, but mind your actual business, your shop. Your business is what your mind should be focused on, and how you're going to make it better, how you're going to improve it, right? And look at bad reviews. Don't look at just your bad reviews. Look at your competition's bad reviews, so that you can use that as learning. You can see, where did they mess up, because if they mess up there, then I don't want to mess up there too. You know what I'm saying? And learn where you can improve your business processes. Like when you're working on bulk orders, how can you set up the environment so that you have minimal time in filling those orders, right? That is one thing that I always like to do. I already did like two work with me videos, right? And in one of them, I did the polo shirts for a company. And then in the other one, I did the dinner napkins. And I showed you guys how I lay out my embroidery room, okay, when I work on bulk orders. I like it to be in kind of like a process where there is no time where the machines are shut off. They're continuously working, right? Because if the machines are continuously working, I'm making money off that time, right? Because if I have a machine that is shut off and it's stale, it's not doing anything, because I'm running around going back and forth or whatever, I'm losing time. If I'm losing time, I'm losing money. So that is something that you have to really think about and stuff like that. And I think he knows. You want another little cookie here. Cookie here. Here you go. Yeah. There you go. Okay. So, I mean, I think I was kind of all over the place tonight. I don't know. I had my stuff written down here and everything, but I think I got thrown off because the technical difficulties that I had in the beginning. It was kind of funny because I think one of you guys wrote, "Hey, I think she's going podcast now," or something like that. I might have been, yeah. So anyway, guys, but it is 9 o'clock. So I'm gonna go down the chat and say hi to you guys and stuff, and see if there is anything out there that you guys want to share about your experience in owning a small embroidery business. Something that maybe you can share with everybody else in the group. Um, hmm, my throat is so dry. I want to say hi to you guys. I see that a lot of you guys go like, "Nope, I don't see her." But yeah, it was like peekaboo, where are you hiding? Hey, Stella, peekaboo. I see you. I came back. Hey, Debbie, how you doing? Hey, Deborah, I see Iris. Hey, Nancy, how are you? Hey, Robin's Quilt Basket, how you doing? Marsha, Becky, how are you? Jenny, I see L. William Masters. Marsha, how are you? Um, Iris, Debbie Williams, how you doing? Yeah, I see everybody. Hey, JC Funchies, how you doing? Let's see. Hey, Miss Max, how are you? I see Miss Masters down there. I see you guys were all responding on. Oh my God, now we lost sound. Oh, Debbie, you guys lost sound too? Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm really glad that I finally got this fixed though. But technical difficulties happen, and it's just me. I don't have anyone to help me with this stuff. Hey Pat, how you doing? Hey Cindy, how you doing? Um, hey Kathy, how are you? Let's see. There you okay, good. I guess hey baby giant, I guess, and that's when I got on finally and stuff. Okay. All right, cool. Cool, cool, cool. There you are. Everybody's like, there you are. We see you now. Okay, cool beans. Okay, cool. All good. All right, so I'm gonna go down. Hey Rita, how are you? Um, oh, I thought we were gonna have another Jeanette special. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry about those technical difficulties in the beginning and stuff. Love it when a plan comes together. Yep. That was crazy. Yep. um and I was also thinking, how I always do the I'm so tongue tied today. I really truly am. I don't know what is going on with me. Anyway, we have to do another annual Christmas gift exchange because I did the first one for the Christmas in July. So I'm gonna have to set it up really soon so that way we can do the I think this will be the fourth. Will it be the fourth? I think it is. I think it's the fourth Christmas gift exchange that I'm gonna have with you guys. So I'll definitely have to set that up and put the link in the Facebook group. Okay, so yeah, but I will give you guys more information as that time gets closer. And so this is gonna be a guest all for the new covers. She gives great advice. I started back. Oh, I really do hope if any of you guys are new in the audience and stuff, I do hope that information that I gave you was valuable. The whole thing is really, I just really want to encourage people to do it. The one thing about life is you only get to live once, right? And you want to make sure that that ride that you have on this earth, that you at least get to try to do everything you possibly can and just enjoy it. And I have to be honest, running an embroidery business for me has really been great. I mean, I love it. Okay. It's something that I really love doing. Um, I'm very passionate about it. I will be retiring from my full-time job in 2026. And this will then turn into a full-time career for me. And the YouTube channel, I promise, will get a lot better because by then, I should be able to really focus more on positioning cameras, producing more quality videos for you guys and everything, because that's something that I really want to do. The thing is that because my time is so limited, it really kind of makes it difficult. So right now, like a lot of the videos that I show are kind of like on the real raw side, right? So, I can't really do like the fancy graphics and all that kind of stuff and everything. I really don't have the time. But one of the things that I like to do is when I do my instructional videos, I really like to focus on what you really need to learn to do embroidery. Okay, because one of the things that I really want is that for people that want to jump into this adventure to actually be successful at it. And it's every time I have like custom projects that I feel that it's something new. I always like to do a video of it and show how I actually do the product because you don't know if you're going to have a customer that's going to ask you to do wedding dinner napkins or to embroider a jacket or embroider a hoodie, or somebody will come to you and say, hey, I've had this book bag, I want it embroidered, and you may not have an idea of how to even start it. and stuff like that. And I'm hoping that these videos could kind of sometimes help you, so that, and also if like you are just starting out and you want to learn how to do it, you can use those videos to help you as well. And then as you practice, you get better and everything. So, that's really my goal. Because the way I look at it, if I can just help one person in this world, I met my goal. That's just how I see it. Okay. Because it's my way of giving back. I don't know. So that's just how I feel about it. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, I'm really, I'm hoping that, if anyone out there is new, that you find the information, valuable and stuff and everything. And I hope you consider subscribing. And just know that if you join the Facebook group also, and while you're learning, if you have questions and stuff, please just post them on the Facebook website. Lots of people on that site. I do monitor it, and I make sure that I try to keep those scanners out as much as possible. I'm getting to the point though where I might have to ask for someone to help me with the Facebook group a little bit, because I don't want people on there that are, just trying to scam other people and stuff. I see that a lot in other Facebook groups, and it's very, I don't like it, because I feel like it devalues the group. And I want the group to be a place where people can interact, share information with one another, and also assist each other as well. So, I want to keep it at that level if I possibly can. So, right now we're over 4,100. We would definitely have had a lot more, but I am very particular about who I kind of let in. If I see that it's like a brand new Facebook account, I will pull it out. But, there was one person, and I think it was Becky, I'm not sure, but it was someone that did have a brand new Facebook account. And, I kept kicking them out, but then they did reach out to me and say, hey, I just never had one before, and I really do want to be part of the group. And I'm like, not a problem. You know what I'm saying? So, just so you know who I am, and, how I do things and stuff like that. So, let's see. I see Leslie on here. How you doing? Oh, Marlene is going on a cruise. That is so cool. Have fun, have fun, have fun. Oh, let's have a logo like that too. And this is another thing too, guys. If you have anyone in your family that, or even like my friend's child, well, not child, he's a man now, but he's in college. But if you know someone that is an artist, ask them to draw your logo for them. Okay, seriously. And and then pay them for it, because that will give them such a boost. Because I remember Wilson's face. Okay, he did my logo, and and I was like, I told him I'll pay you for it, right? Because I want you to do my logo and stuff. And when he did this logo that you see up here, right, this one right here, I was kind of like, oh my God, he did such a wonderful job. So right there, I took $100 bill and I gave it to him, and his face just lit up, and he was like, and then one of the things that I told him was, remember to know your worth. Okay, know what you're worth. Because he thought I was just going to give him like 10, $20. I said, no, dude, this is a logo. You did a logo for my business. You spent like, I don't know how many hours drawing this. Okay. I mean, it's beautiful work. So I made sure that I paid him accordingly. And I told him, always know your worth. So if you know someone that's young out there that loves to draw or something like that, I ask you to please give them that opportunity, and pay them what they're worth, so that folks out there can really feel appreciated for what they know and what they do. It means the world to them. Just think of when you have your embroidery shop, right? And you make your embroidery products, and you're at a craft fair, or you have your items online, and someone goes out there and buys your first the item from you, just buys it. The feeling that you get, because someone appreciated what you made and found it like, wow, I want that. That's the feeling. And I saw that in Wilson's face, and it was worth everything to me. It really was. You know, I was like, okay, you know, so just something to put out there. You know, you don't have to, but it's just something that I think would be really great if everybody just took the time to do that. You know, because young people sometimes they need encouragement. You know, it's a rough world out there. You know, there's a lot of competition out there, and it's pretty rough world, a lot of negativity and stuff. And when you do something like that for someone, it can really uplift them. So just something to think about. So anyway, but let's see, let's see. Hey, Miss Phil. Oh, thank you so much, everybody. Everybody loves the logo. Hey, crafty Puerto Rican, how you doing? And for you guys that don't know, I will be at the Sewing and Quilt Show on Friday and Saturday, and I believe it's the. I'll tell you right now. I believe it's on the 27th and 28th. I plan on I signed up for all the Embrilliance classes, which they had Embrilliance class on Fridays, and then on Saturday I signed up for the Big Mouth bag. Oh, and I'm gonna miss you. You're gonna have to take care of Daddy while you're here. And it's gonna be on the 27th and the 28th. I'll be at the Sewing and Quilt festival thing, show, whatever. What is that called? I forgot what it's called. Oh, he's gonna miss me. And so I'm taking up the embroidery classes. I mean, not embroidery classes. The Embrilliance. The intro. Oh, I'm sorry, Mello. I think I hit your head. I know. I have a little. He knows where all the treats are. I have the treats in my pocket. There you go. All right. You're gonna get fat. All right, so let me go down here. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Oh, here you go. Debbie White says there was a woman on another channel in chat, and she said she took an order, gave a price without looking, agreed after beginning to push up the due date, did the whole order. The woman didn't want to agree. Okay, let me tell you how you handled that, Debbie. I'm gonna tell you how you handle it. I don't know if you've heard me say this before. This is how you do it. You do not, and this is really for the newbies also, okay? Please pay attention to me. Machines do not turn on without the money in full. Let me say it again, just in case you didn't hear. No money, no electricity for the machines. The machines don't work. The money has to come first, not half, in full. And this is how I do it, okay? Because I know someone asked, I forgot who it was. I think it was Angela and Stitches. I think Angela and Stitches was asking in the chat and stuff. I had browsed. That's the thing. I got to learn to not look at the chat while I'm talking to you guys. I think I'm going to turn that feature off when I'm talking at the next embroidery happy hour so I can be more focused. And then I will hit the chat and say hi to you guys. Because sometimes when I'm talking, I see the chat right next to the screen, and then I see the stuff and I go, huh? You know? So I gotta, I'm gonna try that next Friday. And I think the dialogue, the flow will go a lot better. But let's go back to this, okay? Because this is important, okay? I have seen and even heard people reach out to me upset because they have started embroidery orders, okay, and then next thing you know, when the customer comes to pick up, they didn't want to pay, or they only paid half, and they say that I thought that was the full price. Never, ever, ever, ever. And I'm telling you guys, if you don't have the money in hand, don't turn the machine on. Seriously. What you do is, I use QuickBooks. There's lots of ways that you can do this. If you don't want to do QuickBooks, you want to write your own invoices, that's fine. I use QuickBooks. The way I do it in QuickBooks is I put the customer's name, the email address, I put embroidery services, and under embroidery services, I write in detail the type of service that I'm going to perform, okay? Customer's going to provide me the shirts. I am going to embroider company logo, and these are the colors that I'm going to use. And, and this is how much per shirt. Then it gives you a total. It calculates the sales price because I am a registered business. So I have it, and I have to pay sales tax to the state of Virginia. So whenever I work with a customer, I create them an invoice in QuickBooks. It calculates the sales price because I have to collect that money and send it to them every month. Okay. So then what happens is then I email them the invoice. After they get the invoice, in the invoice, I have a note on there. Please read the entire invoice to ensure accuracy. Let me know if you see an error. After full payment is processed, after full payment is received, items will be processed. You will be notified when the items are complete for pickup. That's what I put. I have a statement right there on all of my invoices. And it specifically states once full payment is received, once payment is received in, and I have full in capital letters, then items will be processed. I don't turn on those machines for nothing. No. I'll do a test stitch. And I do that because I want to do that. Okay. Because, if you don't want to do a test stitch, one other thing you could do is you can go into your embroidery software, take a picture of what the embroidery is going to look like, and text that to them if you don't want to spend the time test stitching. I enjoy embroidery, so I don't mind using my time to do that because I think it's fun. So I don't mind doing that. Okay. But you never, ever, I'm telling you, don't do it. Avoid the promise. Because look at what happened to that lady. Look at what that happened to that lady that Debbie's talking about. Okay? Terrible. And I feel bad for her because I bet you she busted her butt. I bet you she did. I bet you that was because embroidery is a lot of work. A lot of people don't know that because they don't do it. But when you do it, you realize it is a lot of work. And it's not easy work. Okay? A lot of times people think it is. Turn on the button on the machine and walk away. No, it's not like that. There's a lot of planning that goes in before you even turn that sucker on. No. So, yeah, Debbie, I feel bad, that she did that. But no. And, and the best thing about that invoicing, that way I do it like that is I tell you up front, this is how much it's going to cost per item. I don't debate prices. Fighting for prices? No, you're not. The customer doesn't tell me how to run my business. I run it the way I want. Okay. So if I tell you a certain price, that's going to be the price, because this is the thing. I will always give a price to a customer that does two things. It's fair to them and it makes me a profit. I'm not there to rob you. Okay. I'm not there for that. All right. But the thing is, I know the expense that's in here. Okay. Which is another reason why I tell people don't compete with other embroidery businesses. Their setup could be very different from yours. Okay. If they end up with 50 machines, they can sometimes just, charge less because they have machines running all the time. But if you only have one or two machines and stuff like that, your prices might be a little higher. Okay. And at the same time, too, is you're doing custom orders. Okay. So when you're doing custom orders, you're not doing bulk orders. You have to adjust and change the setup of your machine all the time just for that one order. Okay. So that's a premium cost. So, just think of all that. So, your price is your price. Don't let nobody debate you on the price. So you tell them that up front. Then once I tell them up front, I write the invoice and I send them the invoice. Once they paid in full, that means the agreement's been made. I got your money. I got your money. You paid me. Okay. I don't take personal checks. I don't take cash either. Okay. Because I've had people say, hey, I'll give you cash when I pick it up. No, I don't take cash. What I do is send you an invoice, and you can pay it with your debit card. You can pay it with your credit card. I don't care how you pay it, but you got to pay that. Okay. Once I see that money got funneled over to me and it says pay, that machine then turns on. Okay. Don't do the cash game, guys, either. Okay. People will say that they'll say, oh, I'll pay you when I pick it up. And I'm not saying that people won't do it. Okay. Because I don't want to sound like everybody out there is dishonest. I bet you there's a lot of people out there that they will say, oh, no, no, and they will come with the cash. I've even had people that after they paid my invoice, okay, they actually came, pick up the item, and gave me cash as a tip. And I'm like, the heck? And they're like, no, 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 I wanted to tip you because and a lot of times when I get tips like that from customers, it's because I have actually spent not a lot of time, but it talks a lot about the customer service that they received. Okay. That means that that customer was so appreciative of the time that I took to listen to what they wanted, for me to go ahead and create the design that they wanted, let them pick the color and all that kind of stuff. Because you got to remember too, this isn't like a cut and dry thing, right? It's embroidery. I mean, just say the color red means there's like 20 different shades of red. Okay. So it's gonna take time. When you go to a customer, right? And you I want to make sure I don't roll over him. And they ask for a particular color, right? And you show up and you show them this, tell me that they're going to be able to make a decision within a minute or two. Hell no. They're going to be like, okay, let me take a chair. Because look at all the blues. Look at all the reds. Look at all the yellows. Okay? Look at the greens. A lot of choices. A lot of choices. Okay? So one of the things that I sometimes have to do is I have to have the customers come up and I have them look at my thread wraps, because sometimes they need a particular green or a particular red or something like that, right? So that's what I mean about the customer service, okay? And sometimes, when you provide good customers like that, and I don't ask for the tips, I don't. I've even had customers, when they come, they're like, oh, what coffee do you drink? Do you drink coffee? Because I'm at Starbucks. And they'll bring me a cup of coffee when they go to pick up their stuff. I've had customers do that and give me a tip. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And it's a nice thing. It really is nice, because not only do you feel good because your customer is happy, but the customers, they feel comfortable with you. They do. They like your personality. They like that they know. I mean, then when they come up here in this space and they see where I work, a lot of times the reaction I get is wow. And that's why it's so important for me to keep it clean. That's one of the things that I tell you guys: keep your areas clean, because when customers come, they take notice of that. If you have crap all over the place, they don't want their stuff on the floor. I'm serious. They don't want to see it. I know I don't. I'm not gonna bring somebody a shirt. What if I have a white shirt and I bring it to you and then I see all these white shirts on the floor? How do I know you're not stepping on that stuff? How do I know Mello's not stepping on that stuff? Right, Mello? No offense. But so the thing is, just be conscientious of that. And I feel so bad for that lady. So that's why I'm like, you gotta. When you have your business processes, and I'm glad, Debbie, I mean, I feel so bad for that lady. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so glad that you put that comment out there, because if there's someone new that's watching, please take this as a learning experience, because when you are thinking about your business plan and you're thinking about how you're going to process your orders and stuff like that, think about how you're going to process taking that money too, and learn from other people's mistakes and stuff like that, because that could be terrible. I mean, it's like, and I'll tell you what, Debbie, I would, let me tell you, I'll never embroider for her again. You know what I'm saying? And you just, it's a really hard lesson to swallow, because I could only imagine the feeling that she has right now. It's hurtful. It really is. It's hurtful because this is a lot of work, and I don't even want to ask how much work she put into it because it'll probably piss me off, and it didn't even happen to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, ugh. Hey Bob, how you doing? How you doing? I advised you, Debbie. You told her right because I would have told her turn off that machine. You ain't got that money yet. Oh my God. Oh, I feel so bad for her. Oh my God. Oh, that's just terrible. Oh, thank you, Angela. Yeah, the wedding dinner and the wedding dinner napkins, the customer got them today. I do have to text her. I want to make sure she got everything okay because I know the wedding is next week. And I was like, so, I made sure it was priority shipping and everything because I wanted her to get her napkins and stuff. So they are gorgeous. They really are. It's really one of my best sellers and stuff around here. A lot of people love those. Look at that. He loves being rubbed, boy. He loves that. It's one of the best things that people like is the dinner napkins. Dinner napkins are very, very popular. Very popular. Um, okay, dummy up an invoice as a sample to show us for an embroidery job. I think I kind of described that, Angela, but I'm gonna say it again just in case, okay? Because now I have your question up. Okay, so I'll say when you do your invoice, make sure you have customer name, their information. I usually put the date. I always put embroidery services, and then I put a little section of the details of the job. Okay, is the customer providing the shirts, right? So I would put embroider logo, left side logo, right side logo on polo shirts provided by customer, and then I would put the thread colors that I'm going to use, and always put the how much each item is going to cost. Subtotal it, put the sales tax. That's the total. Make sure you get that money up front, Angela. I'm telling you, make sure you get that money up front. That is the biggest mistakes that people make. The biggest stuff. And Miss Shirley, how you doing? I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you and stuff. Me and Miss Shirley gonna be hanging out at the sewing and quilt. Is it the show? Sewing and quilt show? Man, I forgot what the name of that thing is. I have it right here somewhere. I got my little tickets. It's the original sewing and quilt expo. Look at you. You stood up like you were gonna read my tickets. Look at that. Oh my God. Mello just stood. He's so nosy. You gonna read it? Okay, there you go. All right. So yeah, the original sewing and quilt expo. So me and Shirley gonna be hanging out again. I'm not taking no classes with her because she talked too much the sewing class. So I couldn't focus. Because she just, I tell you, let me stop that. I'm joking. I was the one that was doing all the talking, and Miss Shirley kept telling me to shut up because she couldn't listen to the teacher. So our projects didn't come out that great. I think if she sees me in class this year, she'll probably won't want to sit next to me this time. I think she's gonna sit on the other side of the room because I think I drove her crazy. Hey Deborah, how you doing? Hey Miss Wade, how are you? Let's see. Oh, everybody's sewing. I see. Everybody's doing their little quilts. Everybody's doing their quilts. I see in there. I have to really get into sewing. I really do. Did you ever get? You know what, Tina? You asked about that, and I have it in the bag. And I lost. I think I lost my energy for that dog design, and I gotta get it done. I have to get it done. Yeah, and I gotta reach out to her because I know Beth is probably gonna be so mad at me. She's gonna be like, "Damn, Jeanette, it took a long time. Like, what's up?" Now I'm just gonna tell her the motivation for that design just wasn't there for me, and I think it's because it's a really complicated design, and I'm gonna have to reach back out to Fossil, and it's the head, and I think once I get it, it'll be okay. but it's just all the stitch outs over and over and over again. And every time I need to do the test stitch, Tina, it's like I have to reset the machine. And I think that's what it is, because that design requires the two different size needles, the two different types of weight thread. You know, it's a pretty long stitch. It's not that long, but it's like a half hour or something like that, like 40 minutes, I think. I ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling it, Tina. I just ain't. But I gotta do it. I gotta do it. So I already did tell myself, Jeanette, suck it up and get it done, because it's not right. And Beth's gonna be pissed off at you. She'll never use you again. But I don't have the energy for that. But I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it. Yep. Iris, I'm gonna have to do it. And I think, you know what I'm gonna do to motivate me? Maybe I'll videotape me doing it so you guys can see. But it's just so complicated. It really it is the one design. All my years of embroidery is kicking my butt. That design is kicking my butt. And it's not just my butt, it's kicking Fossil's butt too. So I'm like, and then, no, I don't mean to get Fossil mad or anything like that, but I was thinking, and this wasn't even his design, okay, because she got this design from somewhere else, and then I'm asking Fossil to fix it. So then I was like, let me ask another digitizer and see if they can, maybe they could fix it. Went to another digitizer, paid another digitizer, and it was worse. And I was just like, no, this isn't working. So I've already stitched, and I think what it is, I stitched this dog out 5 times. I'm tired of stitching it out. Usually I'll do a stitch out for like 1 or 2, and then I got it. I'm on the 5th, and I'm like so unmotivated with it now. It's like the motivation is just not there. It just really isn't. And I want to try to suck it up. And this is, you know what, because you mentioned it, and I even have it in my appointment book as that's the first thing I'm going to do tomorrow. So Tina, and Tina asked, you know, but yeah, and it is a hairy dog, and you know what's so sad? I have it right here, guys. I have it right here. It's a beautiful dog. The dog is gorgeous. It's a champion bred, and it's the head. It's this part right here. Nobody can freaking get it. And I'm at a like, it's I have gone to 3 digitizers. I have gone to 3 digitizers. Everything in this thing is perfect except the front. I can't get this right here, the front. And I'm like, how hard can that be? I don't know how hard. I mean, maybe I'm not explaining it right to the digitizers. I don't know, but I'm like losing faith. And look at that, another one. Another one. And I ain't gonna lie, guys, you guys are gonna laugh at this. You know what? And I know this is bad. This is bad. Don't do it. I'm not doing it, but don't do it. I ain't gonna lie. When I was stitching this out, and I was like, oh God, the front. I wanted to take this Sharpie, and I just wanted to go beep, and go, it worked. That's what I wanted to do. I can't do it. I won't do it. It's not honest. It's not honest. So I'm like, I gotta get this dog right. And look, no. Yeah, I know where to see. There you go. See? I put a Sharpie on this one. But see, look at the see the I don't know if you guys can see the front of the thing. It ain't working. Just ain't working. And here we go. We stitched it out again. See, I ain't lying. I'm telling you, I stitched this dog out so many times that I am like, here's another one. It's not right. It's just not right. Everything else, and that's the thing that really ticks me off about this design. I'm so freaking close, guys. It's like the whole body, everything here, perfect. But when it comes to the front of the dog, so I'm going to, and I have her two shirts right here. I have her two shirts right here. I'm going to try it again this weekend. And then if it doesn't work out, I'm just going to be like, Beth, I don't know what to tell you. I've stitched it out, all this. For the life of me, we cannot get the head right. And I just don't know what to do. And it's frustrating because we are so close. It is just this little portion, the front, that is not, and that's the frustrating. So yeah, Tina, you just had to ask. But hey, and it's a very hairy dog. It is the beautiful dog. But you're gorgeous too, Mellow. You are gorgeous. I know. Don't be judged. I know. I know. You got my heart. Don't worry. Oh, Mellow gets jealous. Okay, so yeah. So oh my goodness. Hey, Angela. She said, oh, I think she is with taking care of her 3-year-old grandson last weekend. 68 years old, need to sleep a week afterwards, but love him. Yeah, I guess grandkids can really take a lot of energy out of you. We were talking about the dogs. Yep, and this is it. This is it. And still having the issue. Still, it's and that's the thing I'm talking about. Is sometimes you're going to have your good moments in your business, and sometimes you're going to have your bad. And this is one where it's like it's a challenge. This design has really turned into a big challenge. I don't know if it's going to be. And that's the thing too that I also told the customer was the more detail in an embroidery design, sometimes the more difficult it can be for a digitizer to really capture it the way you want it. So it can really be challenging. So a lot of times I really try to steer away from very detailed designs. Okay. I try to make it simplified, but she is an artist, details her thing. And the only thing I could think of after this is getting this design done is maybe sublimation patch or something. But I know she doesn't want a patch. She wants the embroidery. I know she does. And I'm trying to make this happen for her, but it's becoming really, really difficult. So I got to find this, and I don't want to let go of the freaking project too. It's like I want to let it go, and then at the same time, I don't want to let it go because I want to see the success of it. I want to be part of that success. I mean, shoot. I mean, I embroidered all of this. I deserve success. Give me that piece. No, I deserve to see it. I would be pissed off if somebody took the rest of this and then finished it off. I'd be mad. I would be like, that should have been me. But it is what it is. Oh God. Let's see. Yeah, he is a good boy. Oh my goodness, he's all over the place now. All right, now, because he knows I got something in my pocket. There you go. Okay, there you go. All right. No more. You're gonna get fat. You're gonna get fat, Mellow. Come this way. Come this way. Come the other way. Because then you're gonna get fat. Yeah. Why don't you sit? Sit, Mellow. Oh, you're a good boy. No, just sit. Just sit. Just sit next to Mama. There you go. There you go. You're a good boy. All right. So let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, how come my mouse isn't working? There you go. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, please guys, seriously, please, if you did like today's video, please give me that thumbs up because it does help the algorithm, I don't know how you say that, of the channel. It really does. It helps the channel a lot. It really does. So I would appreciate it if you guys gave me a thumbs up, or if you're new, please consider subscribing. Does it cost you anything? Because I do notice a lot of people watch and they're not subscribed. I noticed that. So I'm kind of like, how come they don't subscribe? They watch me all the time. It's like they're there every Friday, but they're not subscribed. And this is the other this is how you'll know if you're subscribed also. If you leave like a comment in any of the videos and stuff like that, and you don't see like the little red button next to your comment, that means you're not subscribed and stuff like that. So just, hit that subscribe button and stuff, because it really helps the channel and everything. And my goal, I'm hoping to hit 20,000 by the end of this year. I was excited that when I hit 1,000, and I even had made a t-shirt. I think I made a t-shirt when I hit 5,000 or 1,000, something like that, subscribers. I was so happy. I was like, wow, I made 1,000. I made myself like a t-shirt and stuff like that. And I'm already at 18,000. I think 18,300, something like that, or 18,400. I don't know. But I do want to try to keep to hit the 20 by the end of this year. That would be like really, really super cool. And I do plan on putting out more videos and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to start taking time off of work so I can focus on that, because I want to do the 12 days of Christmas again, because I know that a lot of people like that, so I already have a list of things that I want to do for 12 days of Christmas to show you guys, and that way I can release that for you guys and everything. So yeah, I want to do more and stuff. I just gotta find that time, that's for sure. Oh, let me see. I read that 99% of embroidery mishaps with your machines are due. Yes, it is, with user error. We need to do research and learn the craft. We do. And this is the thing also, Rita, that I like to tell people a lot is, you gotta really make sure that you really know what you're doing before you actually start to open an embroidery business, because that quality is really going to determine how successful you are. That's why I am very particular about this dog. I mean, I don't need like the body of the dog to be perfect. I need the head to be perfect too. Okay. And yeah, it's just a shame. I know we're almost there. If I could just almost be there, it would be perfect. It's just like, so, as you can see, I so many times I did it. It's like I'm so into the dog, but it's okay. And I even have its own bag, okay, with the threads that I use and everything, and the number of the step designs and everything, because I don't want to lose track. And I know that once I have this design down pat, she's gonna be ordering like crazy. I just know it. So I do have to reach out to her and stuff like that. But I'll reach out to her for sure this weekend. I want to do the one last test stitch, and then let her know how it's going and stuff. And I'll just tell her, or But yeah. And yes, Miss Max, embroidery, very expensive. It can get very, very expensive. And yep, that's why I don't know how to charge the proper amount. And I do have, Lily, I do have several videos on the channel talking about how to charge for your embroidery and stuff like that. But I truly feel that a lot of times what people do is they do, oh, I charge by this much per thousands of stitches. I don't think, I think you should be charging by your time. The time is really what counts, not the thread. The cost of the thread is very significantly small. It's not even worth it, So a lot of times I don't advise that. And my problem is making so many samples, sitting in my craft room, need to have a site where I can sell it. Most of my orders are word of mouth. Yep. And that's the other thing too. Yeah. And that's another thing too, also, when I talk about selling and stuff like that. Like my sister, she loves to sew, and there's so many things that she sews, and then after she sews it, she just puts it aside. She doesn't know what to do with it, so she usually gives it out as gifts and all that kind of stuff. So that's the other thing that I'm afraid of if I start really getting more into sewing and stuff like that, because then I'm like, then what am I going to do with all this stuff? But one of the things that I was telling Nancy is just donate it. Don't donate it to a place. Because now I'm actually thinking about if I ever have downtime when I retire, because I sure as hell don't have it here now. But when I do get the downtime, what I want to do is I want to learn how to sew those those pockets that you put on the walkers, right? And then what I want to do is I want to just continually find a walker pattern that I like and just sew them. And then what I'll do is I'll just sew a whole bunch of them, to just learn, keep my sewing skills going and learn and everything. And then I'll just go to a retirement home or something like that, and then just donate them. That's what I want to do. That way, I'm not, if I sell some, great. If I don't, I'll just donate them because it'll make somebody's day. It really will. You'll be surprised. Some of the folks, and I want to make them for men and women. Because um, that way, if they have a walker, make their walker fun, so they can carry their books with them, their phones, and all that kind of stuff and everything. It could be handy and stuff. Yep, sell on Etsy or eBay. I do the Etsy. I used to do eBay a long time ago, but I stopped. We're talking years. My son was like 3 years old. Stuff like that. Yeah. He does. Yes, Marlene. He does has an Etsy shop. And it's a nice Etsy shop too. He does really well. The Esther gift exchange. Yes, Miss Wade, I will do it again. I will do it again this year. Everybody loves that. And I kind of like it too. It's a lot of fun. I really like it when everybody gets these little gifts and they give each other stuff. I think it's really cool, and I think it really brings all of us together. So I will definitely do that again and stuff. There are a lot of options that you don't need to mess with. And I like to leave half of them blank. Aw. Beth, love your video. Oh, thank you, Beth. Appreciate it. How's your new? I have not even started it, Rita. I need to go to the other room and empty that out, and then I want to expand that to a sewing room. I'll videotape when I start doing that. I haven't even touched it yet. I am looking at new furniture. I want to get the tables that move up and down, because one of the things that I realize is it's better for your back, because if you're sewing and I need to move the table down a little bit more so I can focus more, I want to do that, or lift it up. So I'm looking at those adjustable tables, and I'm thinking that if I like it, and it works well, then what I'll do is I'll probably in time, little by little, I'll replace the tables that I have here with those that move up and down. I got the table off of Amazon. I got a really cute one, but I don't know if it's going to be worth the money. We'll see. We'll see when it gets here, how it looks and all that kind of stuff. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted on how the room is going to look. I am a little guilty about taking that room, though. I will tell you, because that room was my son's room, but he likes the basement. He does not want to move up, and I feel like it's because he feels like that's his little apartment. So I don't know. I mean, it's like the mother in me doesn't want to give away the son's room. So I just got to get over that. He's grown, whatever. It's a part of a mother letting go, I guess. But I'm not really letting go because he's in my basement. But the thing is, I don't know. I don't know. It's funny. It's just a funny thing. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Oh, sorry. Okay. Thank you for the advice. I will start entering a few items. Definitely use the arrow. So exhausted. I had put the needle in all the way. Thankfully, it reset. Oh. I made a few gifts. Go back to your videos to make sure to do it right. You're welcome, Debbie. Oh, and Debbie says she made a crossbody bag with embroidery, custom pockets for someone. Gave them a low ball price because I wasn't sure how they would take it. They mailed me a check for another 100 because she loved it. See, and you know what? I mean, you would be surprised. Sometimes customers really understand the value of what you do, honestly. And that's one of the things that I talk about a lot when I say, you're working with customers and you're taking their customer orders and stuff. I really like to explain the process on how I do things because they start to really understand, that I have to design I have to get your embroidery design. I have to test your embroidery design. I have to make sure that I'm picking the right stabilizer, the right hoop size. I have to set up the machine. So once they learn that you have all these things that you have to do in order to create the product for them, they really do understand that, and that's to me is what's important when you have that communication with the customer. When you talk to them and you let them know, they have that understanding. And then when you give them the price, they don't like fall out of their chair because they understand what they're paying for. If you don't explain that and you just give them a price, a lot of times they're like what, and they think you're crazy because they in their mind they don't understand all the details. So that's one of the things that I always say. You got to make sure that you talk with people and under and make sure they have a thorough understanding of what you're doing and for them. That's why it's costing what it's costing. Okay. So yes, that's a person that knows your worth. Awesome. See, there you go. There you go. Yes. Okay. Are you going Thursday too? I'm just going Friday and Saturday. That's all I'm doing. I'm just doing the 2 days. And so, hey, Ozzy, how are you? How you doing? um, checks can be, yep. Yeah. Don't take the personal checks. I don't do that, and stuff. People will mess over you, even those that have been doing business for a while. You got to be careful. That's why I always say make sure you have the payment full in front, and that's it. Don't turn on no machines without the payment. You have to do that. Let me see. I had to block an Etsy because I had to ask him 4 times to send me a picture of a card swap. Kept saying I wanted blue. He must only know primary colors. Bob, you're not the only one that had to block somebody. Let me tell you who I had to block. I had to tell you guys this, okay? And you guys know, sometimes I do sell the blanks of the baby Hurley blankets, right? The thing is, I don't really sell them at a profit, okay? Because I only sell 2 at a time. I will not sell 3 for the simple fact that on Etsy, this is what happens, right? If you sell something on Etsy and it's over $35, then the customer gets free shipping. The customer gets free shipping, but you as a seller get screwed because what happens is you have to pay for the shipping, okay? So the baby blankets can get heavy, okay? So I can't afford to sell the baby blankets at making a minimum making minimum money, and then having to pay for the shipping as well. Because then what happens is I lost money on those blankets because I had to pay for it. And when I order those blankets, I'm paying for the blanket, I'm paying for the shipping overseas, and then I also then have to pay Etsy a cut, okay? Because there's a reason why I hype it up a certain amount, is because Etsy's going to charge me for a transaction fee. They're going to charge me a listing fee. They're going to charge me the shipping fee. They charge me all these fees, okay? So when I sell a baby blanket, a blank one, I'm only getting like an extra $2. All right. So if I'm only going to get an extra $2 and then I have to pay for the shipping, well, then guess what? That means that I made nothing. I lost money. right? Which is why a lot of times I don't like to sell the blanks. I'll sell them if someone reaches out to me and says, "Hey, Jeanette, do you have a heirloom blanket that you don't mind selling to me?" I'll do that, because I don't mind helping people out for the simple fact that when you're buying from overseas, you got to buy a certain quantity, right? So I had a lady, Bob, that said to me, "I want to order 3." And I said, "No, I don't. I only sell 2 at a time." So then she says, "Well, if you don't sell," she wrote me back, and I'll tell you, this is serious. She wrote back, she said, "Well, if you don't sell me 3, I'm going to report you to Etsy." And I'm like, to myself, "Are you freaking kidding me?" I said, and she said the reason why you're selling them at $14.99 each is because you don't want to pay the shipping. So I was like, "Check you out." So then I was like, "Well, where do you live?" And she was like, "I'm in California." So I calculated the shipping was going to be $21 to ship to her. So think about this, guys. If I'm selling the blankets $14.99, so that's $15. You buy 2, that's $30. You buy 3, that's $45, right? Okay, so let's do the math. All right, because I'm not really good at math. So I'm going to take out the calculator because let's talk about this. Because I was like, this lady's off her rocker. And then she tried it, it got nasty between me and her. And I was just like, block. I did the block thing just like Bob said, because I was like, I ain't having this. No, we're not doing this. Okay, so let's talk $45. Okay, now let me take away the $21 that it was going to cost to ship to her. That means I have $24 left. Okay? So divide that by 3. Okay? Sorry, 24, divide that by 3. That's $8 a blanket. I pay more than $8 per blanket. So is she off her rocker? And that's only taking away the shipping. So then and this goes less than $8 a blanket, okay? Because then I got to pay Etsy, because Etsy takes 6.25% off of $45. And what's that? 45 times. It's an extra $3, okay? So I just went from $8, take away 3. Now I'm down to $5, okay? And then I have to pay the sales tax. So that goes down even more. Okay. So I was like, it's just not going to happen. And I told her, I said, I don't have to sell 3. And she kept going back and forward. And then she started threatening me. And she started saying she was going to report me to Etsy. She was going to do this. She was going to do that. Do you. You can do whatever you want. So I told her, just go ahead and report me. So I blocked her. So, Bob, same thing with you, that you had a block at Etsy. Believe me, I had a block. And I was just like, nope. Very nasty person. Very nasty. I was really, really, really shocked. Oh yeah, I cannot find it. Is Marlene, it was listed on the Expo. Let me tell you right now the classes that I signed up for. I signed up for Intro to Embrilliance. Okay. And then the other class is Intro to Embrilliance from Digitize to Stitch Out. So it's like that whole Friday. I'm going to be Friday. I get out of class at 5:00. So yeah. And then I have a sewing class on Saturday, and it's called Little Big Mouth. And it has this little cute bag that we're going to be sewing together. So I'm excited about that one, because I get to sew a little bag. Hopefully it doesn't come out all jacked up. I get to use it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Yeah. And then I actually stayed at a different hotel. I'm staying at a different hotel. I stayed at the Hilton the last time, and they gave away my room to somebody. And I thought I was going to have to sleep in my car. I was like, okay, so I was like, I ain't staying there no more. So I'm staying at a different hotel this time, so hopefully I have a room when I get there. So I think what I'm going to do the first thing on Friday is I'm actually going to go to the hotel room to check in to secure my room before I go to class because I want to make sure that I got my room. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, but those are the classes that I'm taking. Um, let me see. Hey Beth, when you use your software to create the PS file for your single needle machine, your multi-needle machines, do you notice if ever the single or multi-needle has better quality? They both really good quality, Beth. They're it's just that they really are the same to me. They really are. I don't really notice that much of a difference in the quality of the machine. They both are pretty good. Um, let me see, but I feel I can stitch as good, but multi needle has better fabric stability due to the mic. It does, and it's because the yeah, and it really depends, but really on how good you stay. You kind of like you said, it depends on how you hoop it, and stuff. He's the supervisor. He sees all the paperwork. He does. He does. Mello is always inspecting. He is. Uh, yeah, I gotta reach out to him. And I know what Father's gonna be. He's gonna be like, Jeanette, the dog again. I'm like, yeah, it's the dog. It's the dog. I'm telling you. I think me and Fossil are probably gonna have sweatshirts on with the dog on it. It's like, you know, it's full. Yeah. Well, you have to let me tell you, when it comes to the sewing and quilt show, as soon as you get those things, you have to hurry up and register for these classes and stuff. I have the equipment, the embroidery knowledge, but I don't know how to start a small business. I'm a bit scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Love your pop, your pup, your pop. I was gonna say pop, pup. You're very naughty person. Oh, thank you, Lily. Lily, don't be. Start small. Just start small. You don't have to grow big right away. Just start small. Believe in yourself. You can do this. You can. And let me tell you, there is enough embroidery work for all of us. Okay, because a lot of times you're gonna meet people and I've met people. I meet some people like they'll have an embroidery business. And I'm like, oh, I have an embroidery business too. And then I'll try to talk to them, see how do you do this, how do you do that, whatever. And there are some people that are very open and they don't mind sharing. And then there are others that they're very like, right away they're like, oh, you're competition or whatever. And they become like standoffish. To me, each his own, whatever. But I look at it as there is enough embroidery work out there for everybody. There really truly is. So I don't mind it. And the way I look at it is if you can help one person, because you never know a person's situation. You don't know if they're having financial hard times and they really need like some little side hustle just to make ends meet and stuff like that. You can really make a difference in someone's life. So I never believe that you should be shutting doors like that because you just don't know, right? And I just personally like helping people, but I'm gonna be honest, Lily, I know you're saying you're a bit scared. Just start small. Just start small. You don't take the baby steps. You don't have to jump. You don't have to take the big leap. Okay. Start with something small. Pick something that you like doing. Pick something that you like to embroider a lot. Okay. And then focus on that and do really good at it. And then next thing you know, it's like, and give it to friends and stuff like that. And then, post it on a community website. If you're where you live, if they have like a Facebook group or something like that, Thanksgiving is coming. Why don't you try dinner napkins? Try that. They're small, simple. Okay, do a little design of dinner napkins. Make a set for yourself. Make a set for you and your family. Buy a set of dinner napkins. Make a little design. Put your little initial on that, okay? Put it underneath your embroidery machine. Make a little set for yourself. Take a nice picture of it on a plate. Put it on the Facebook page or your community website and stuff and say, hey, let me know if anyone's interested in buying personalized dinner napkins. Start small like that. I bet you somebody will pop up, put it on Facebook or something. Somebody will pop up and go, oh my God, those are beautiful dinner napkins. How much are a set? There you go. You got your first sale. And then you just tell them, well, if you want 2 dinner napkins, this is the price. If you're asking for 4, 6, 8, 12, have your prices already. And then you just tell them this is how much they are. Okay. And just buy like an extra set of 12 dinner napkins, blanks. You don't have to buy a whole bunch. Just buy one little pack. Keep them ready by your house, And then when somebody orders it, do it. And then get your money. And before you know it, you're going to be like, I made my first sale. I made my very first sale. And the next thing you know, that person that you just embroidered for, they're going to talk to their friends. They're going to say, oh my God, look what I got. And then they're going to go, oh, where'd you get that? Oh, you got to call this person. Call Lily. She'll do it. And before you know it, you're going to be here on the live in the chat going, I got 50 orders. I'm telling you, you're going to grow. You're going to grow. You're going to, don't be scared. And let me tell you something about fear. Fear is something that prevents a lot of people from living their dreams. It really, truly is. Because there are so many people out there that instill that in us, right? They're always, because you're going out the norm. That's what it is, right? So people are like, oh no, you can't go there because you don't know what's going to happen there. And you don't know, you if you do that, you might fail. So what if you fail? So what if you fail? Okay? If you fail, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. What's important is that you're trying. That's what's important. Because what's going to happen is you don't want to go through life saying, I wish I had did this, or I wish I had done that. I'd rather live a life with a lot of boo-boos than a lot of I never did anything. That's just me. But just something to think about. So don't be scared. Don't be scared and stuff. What's wrong with the dog file? Oh, Bob, it's the head. The head. The front of the snout of the dog should be in black. And it's not featured right and stuff. So I mean, I will do a video, and I'm hoping that the next file I have is right. If it's not, you guys see me pissed off in the video and go, here we go again. So, but that dog is driving me crazy. I'm working on it for 3 months. It's 3 months. We're going on 3 months. And my energy is so low on that thing. Every time I look at it, it's like, and I feel bad. It's like, I don't want to turn on the machine anymore because I'm like, oh God, and I got to get it done. So tomorrow I am going to focus on that. I'm going to set up the machine for this file. I'm going to take one machine. I'm going to set it up for this file alone. And it's actually 7. No. It's 6. I can use this on a 6 needle machine. I think I'll do this on the 6 needle machine. I'll set up the 6 needle machine for 6 needle machine is set up for another design. All right, I'll take one of the 10 needle machines and I'll set that up with the right needles and everything. And then I'll fix it, and then I'll see if I can do that, and I'll see. But yeah, maybe Bob can fix it. I'll probably drive Bob crazy. Bob will probably be like, Jeanette, just like Fossil. I think Bob's gonna stop taking my calls, That's the sort of design is outside when I'm willing to take a look at it for free. Aw, Bob, that's sweet. I will let you know. I'm gonna try to stitch it out tomorrow, and I'll definitely reach out and stuff. It's I don't think it's a pull comp issue. I think it's a design issue. That's what I think it is. But I'll explain more tomorrow and stuff. I'm finishing a whip from last Halloween. Okay, for the dog design, can you just stitch the dark color on the face? And that's what I'm thinking of doing. That may work. And you know that that's not a bad idea. Maybe I can adjust the design where that portion of it uses the black thread, and then I go ahead with the rest of it with the gold color. Maybe that's not a bad idea. I'm dedicating tomorrow to this. And so, but I do have to go to the post office and deliver um some orders that I have to get done and stuff. Somebody ordered a bunch of aprons. So I gotta deliver that tomorrow. I'll do that first thing in the morning, and then I'm just gonna focus on this. I feel so bad because I have both of her sweatshirts, and and I know she wants this design so bad because it's a beautiful design. It really is. It's gorgeous. She's a great artist. And I just really need to fix that head. I really do. Um, Darker cream than the white colors of the dog. Yeah, I'm gonna adjust it. I wonder, your Beth. After that, I'm starting to put it together. I wonder, are you Beth, the Beth that I'm working with on this? That would be funny if it is you. I'll be like, I got your back, just in case it is you. But yeah, we're gonna get it. I mean, I'm just a little discouraged about it. Um, this is your very own. It is. This is the most challenging one. Um, you certainly get an A for effort. I'm trying for that one. I'm telling you, I really am. The fact that so few of your viewers are subscribed means that your YouTube is recommending your viewers to new people. It's like 100% satisfied viewer. No one would know would be seeing them. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I don't know. Um, I'm getting curious about the problem. It's like watching someone work with a puzzle. Yeah, it is. And stuff. But Bob, your YouTube channel is cool. If you guys don't know, Bob has his own YouTube channel. He's got like 86,000 subscribers. Oh, I would love to see you hit 100,000. That would be like so cool. I subscribe. So if you guys please look him up. That's his channel. Look him up and please subscribe because I would love to see Bob hit 100,000. That would be so cool. That means you would have to do a video showing your YouTube plaque. You would have to do that. I would love to see it. That would be awesome. The sewing side. Yep. I love your denim aprons, Ozzy. And I love that fabric so much. I'm gonna have to make a trip to Hobby Lobby because I'm like, those will make cute little pencil cases and stuff like that. I would love to do that. There are a lot of patterns, and I would like to do that. And then just donate them. I think that would be a neat thing to do. Um, oh yeah, Ozzy's aprons are really cool. He sews his own aprons. Hey Lee, how you doing? Um, yeah, I like the choice of fabric that he did too. He made a really nice ones. Uh, Home Depot has, yep. I saw the ones in Home Depot, Rita. They were like over $300. The one I got from Amazon, it was less than 200. The thing though, the ones that are $300 from Home Depot had drawers, and they are the really heavy duty ones and stuff. But I just the budget, I didn't want to like overspend too much, so I got that one. I'm gonna see how it works, and if it works, then good. If it doesn't, then I guess it'll go back. Maybe, I don't know. He did. That's awesome. You have him and your sewing room. Yeah, but he's still trying to figure out life. Cardio still, and he has time. He has time. We all have our own journey. right? That's how I look at it. And you'll know when the door, your right, the right door open for your life. That's how I tell. That's what I tell my son. You know, don't worry too much. It's gonna happen for you, but stay active, keep looking, don't get lazy and stuff, and you're gonna see your window of opportunity open up for you, and he's gonna be fine. But yeah, he's in the basement, and I think he likes in the basement because it's like a little apartment kind of. He has his own bathroom, his own room. He got his own entrance if he wants. He can sneak out. So even though he ain't sneaking out because he's 23 years old. So um there you go. Local orders. Local orders. That's awesome. And Diane, that's what happens to me. I have a lot of people around here that have their own little small business. And when they're looking to get something embroidered and stuff, there you go. You'd be surprised. Gave them the rundown. They changed their, when I asked for permission from the legal department, make the shirts. Oh, yep. Be careful with the copyright. You got to be careful with that. Make sure you get the paperwork for that. Yep. You got to make sure, because you have to, because you don't want to get sued and stuff like that. And I do the same thing. The companies that I work with, I actually work with the actual owner of the company. Okay, so they can provide me the permission and whatever to embroider their shirts for their company. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta be very, very careful when you do that. Let's see. You should work out an affiliation with the person who quilts those baby clothes. Make business cost a discount. You wouldn't have to do anything but share a coupon. Well, I don't get them from a particular. I get them from a particular vendor, and it's not even a particular vendor. I get them from several vendors. Threatening to port me is an instant block. Blocking them doesn't prevent them from buying from you, sadly. Yeah, but you know what? You can always cancel an order, Bob. You can always cancel an order. So I do have a list of customers that I will not take orders from because of certain things, right? And well, to be honest, the list is just that one person. So it's easy. And she did one time put in an order, and I just canceled it, and I told her sorry. I told her I can't fill the order at this time. And I just left it at that. And then she left me alone. And stuff. But yeah, you gotta be careful. Sewing that hour for me, celebrating my mom's birthday this weekend. Ah, enjoy your mom. Enjoy your mom. How expensive is Embrilliance? It's not that bad. It's Embrilliance Essentials, it starts at like $139. That's all. But if you want to buy other functions that Embrilliance does, they have like different modules. And I do have some videos, Marsha, on the channel explaining Embrilliance and how it works. And I did one embroidery happy hour where I actually showed people how I actually, use Embrilliance, the modules that I use, what I like about it, and stuff like that. So, and the only regret that I got is that I actually bought the Stitch Artist modules of Embrilliance, and I'm not a digitizer. So if you're not into digitizing, then I would say I wouldn't even bother with those modules. But I bought it because at one time I was thinking of doing it, but for some reason I have a hard time learning how to do it. So for some reason I just can't get it, the concept. So it was kind of like I have it, but I don't use it. So that to me was a big thing. But there it is. It's 139. And I have the link in the video description if you're interested in going to their website so you can take a look at all that. When my girlfriend and I went to the Expo, New Jersey, we got there at 11 and we're switched to clerk. We said we realized we were too early because she gave us a check-in. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. Where do you get your dinner napkins? There are different qualities to look for. In the video description that I did my dinner napkins video, I actually have the link to where I bought them in the video description and stuff. And also I do have, because I do get different styles, and there's other styles. If you go to my Amazon shop, Debbie, you'll see the links to those dinner napkins as well. But if you're looking for the ones that I did for the wedding, those dinner napkins are really the best ones. And that I find they're very elegant and stuff. And I have the link in the video description for that. Okay. Oh, thanks, Theta. I'm gonna have to Bob, you got another subscriber. You got another subscriber. What is your number like now? I wonder. Jeanette, what do you think about accepting overflow orders from a local sporting goods store that does embroidery? The way I look at that, okay, let me take it. It's an order. That's how I see it. It's money, girl. It's money. Take it. Take it. Let me tell you, there's this guy that works in my neighborhood, and he owns his own business, right? And one of the things that he does is he does a lot of stuff, right? And he wanted to he wanted to add embroidery to as a service that his company provides, right? So one of the things that he does is he came to me and he said, "Hey, Jeanette, this is what I want to do. How much would you charge if I had to embroider shirts and stuff like that?" So I charge him like I charge anyone else. And then he takes, he'll come to me, he'll say, "Hey, I need a sweatshirt. This is what I need on it, whatever." I do it. I charge him. He pays me. He takes that product, and I don't know if he says he embroiders it himself. I don't know. I don't care. All I know is I got paid at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So if there is a store out there that is has an overflow of orders, right? And they're willing to pay you to take care of those orders for them, why the hell would you say no? It's money. It's money. That's how I see it. Okay. Because the way I look at it is, it's like being a ghostwriter. Okay. I mean, people, they say, "Oh, I wrote a book." They didn't write no book. They used a ghostwriter. I have a good friend of mine. She's a ghostwriter. Okay. And she's written a lot of books. But, her name's not the author or anything like that, because she's a ghostwriter. Right. But you know what? She doesn't care. She got paid. Okay. The author paid her. So it's like, so you're the, let's say you're the ghost embroiderer. That's what you are. Be a ghost embroiderer. The end of the day, what matters is that the money's in your pocket. That's how I see it. Can you can drop like 1,000 on a brilliance, but it's one payment and you're done compared to Adobe. So yep. Absolutely. Yes. And that is the one thing that I do like about Embrilliance, is that it's not a subscription. You're not paying for a subscription. And I noticed that a lot of software companies, they're doing that. They're doing that, they call it, what is it? Software as a service, right? Like I use QuickBooks, and I use Quicken for things. I have to pay. So I pay annually for both of them. So every year you got to pay to use it. Stuff. Once you stop paying, you can't use the software anymore. So what I like about Embrilliance is you just buy it once, like he said, and you get to install it on your computers. It's not just like you install it on one computer and that's it. Because I have Embrilliance on 2 iMacs and my MacBook. And I only paid once for it. The knockdown level of the vacuum is definitely worth it. Yep. And I use the knockdown stitches all the time. And the vacuum thing, I use all the time too. All the time. I don't see where it's there. It's It's there. They have Intro to Embrilliance and Intro to Embrilliance from Digitizing to Stitch Out. They do have it, Miss Max. But I think they're closed. I'm not sure. But it's on Friday. All the Embrilliance classes are on Friday. It's on September 27th. That's when it is. Embrilliance works on Mac and can be, yep. And that's what I like about it too. I sort of, and I have all Mac machines. There are other embroidery software out there, like they have So What Pro. I heard about that. I heard there's another one. Shoot, it's really popular with digitizers. I think it's Wilson, something like that. That's very popular as well and stuff. But those run on Windows, and I'm a Mac girl, so we changed a long time ago. The only Windows machine that I have is for my job. That's it. That's it. But I'm Mac girl all the way, all the way. So guys, I am going to call it a night. It is 10:30 and stuff, and I'm gonna get some rest, and then tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, hit the post office, deliver those orders, and then come and deal with this dog. And I'm gonna videotape me dealing with this dog. Okay, and hopefully I end up with success in the end. If not, then you'll understand my frustration. Okay, you'll understand my frustration and stuff, and I will have to reach out to Beth and let her know that I just don't know what else to do. I really don't know what else to do, because I have gone through three digitizers, and we just can't get it right. So I don't know if we're gonna have to put it to rest or what. All right. So anyway, but I have to keep trying and stuff, because I'm determined to get that, but I just have not been motivated. Have not been motivated to it, and I really wanted to get it done. So guys, I am gonna call it the night. I hope you like tonight's topic. Thank you so much, as always, for spending Friday night with me. I really do enjoy these Fridays with you and stuff, and I hope you guys do find it beneficial as well. Please give me a thumbs up. Seriously, please, 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 please give me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing, because it really does help the channel a whole lot and stuff. And if you have a topic that you want me to cover that I have not covered yet, post it on the comment section. Let me know what you are interested in me talking about. I will do the research. I will, and we can all learn together. It's, this is an adventure that I love, and I really am glad that you guys are taking this journey with me. So I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a great night. Take care. Happy sewing and happy embroidery. So I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye. Have a good night.